Hello and welcome. Let's begin with an honest truth. Overthinking is quiet, but harmful. It doesn't make noise like anger, and it doesn't cry out like depression. Instead, it silently steals your happiness, bit by bit, from the inside. The most troubling part is that most people don't even realize they're overthinking. They assume they're just being cautious, smart, or well-prepared. But in reality, they're stuck, frozen, confused, lost within their own thoughts. Why is this topic so important today? Because the modern world is loud, fast, and overwhelming. The moment you open your phone, you're flooded with information, comparisons, judgments, and pressure. Maybe you were already thinking about what someone said to you yesterday, and now you're also thinking about what a complete stranger posted online. Then come the thoughts. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I say something wrong? What if they misunderstood me yesterday? What if I missed my chance? Before long, you're sitting alone in your room, physically still but mentally drained, like you've just run a marathon. That's what overthinking does. It exhausts your energy, weakens your confidence, disrupts your sleep, affects your health, and worst of all, prevents you from truly living. You want to start a YouTube channel? You overthink. You want to speak English confidently? You overthink. You want to message someone you care about? You overthink. And by the time your thoughts settle, the moment is gone. Overthinking is like a thief. If you don't take control, it will slowly steal your future. But why do we fall into this pattern? It's because we crave control. We tell ourselves, if I just think long enough, I'll find the perfect answer. But life doesn't offer perfect answers, it offers choices. Either you act or you miss out. Overthinking is a trick your brain plays on you. It convinces you that endless thinking will keep you safe, but all it really gives you is fear. So how do we escape this mental trap? Not with shallow advice, but with genuine, powerful, life-changing tools. This video will not only help you stop overthinking, it will also enhance your mindset, your English, and your overall life. Let's begin. Solution 1. Your mind tells lies. Here's one powerful truth. Your mind lies to you. Not because it's cruel, but because it tries to protect you, just in the wrong way. Your brain isn't designed to make you happy. It's built for survival. So it's constantly looking for threats, even when none exist. You think, they didn't reply. Maybe they hate me. He gave me a strange look. Maybe I said something wrong. I failed once. I'll fail again. I feel bad. Maybe something bad is about to happen. But all of that is just noise, not truth, just fear. The reality is, you don't know what others are thinking. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know how things will turn out. Yet your mind behaves like it does. It creates imaginary stories and then punishes you with them. So the first step in beating overthinking is this: stop trusting every thought. Not all thoughts are facts. Not all feelings are real. Your brain may lie, but you don't have to believe it. Once you understand this, you regain your power. Here's a real story to show what this means. Harry Houdini, the world-famous escape artist, could break out of any prison, any handcuffs, any chains. One day, he visited a small town and challenged the local police. "Lock me in your strongest cell. I'll escape in 30 minutes. They accepted. Houdini, confident as ever, got to work with a hidden tool in his belt. He twisted and turned, tried every trick in the book. But the lock didn't budge. Half an hour passed, then an hour. Exhausted and frustrated, he leaned against the door, and it opened. The door had never been locked. It was just closed. But because Houdini believed it was locked, he acted like it was. That's how overthinking traps us. Your mind says, I can't do it. I'll fail. They don't like me. I'm not good enough. So you don't try. You don't move. You don't speak. But just like Houdini, you're trapped by a lie. The door was never locked. You're not stuck. You're not powerless. It's just a story your mind told you. And it's not the truth. Don't let false thoughts run your life. Push the door. Break the thought. Your freedom is on the other side. Solution 2. Stop the storm before it grows. Overthinking doesn't begin with a bang. It starts with a whisper. A small thought enters your mind quietly. You ignore it. Then it comes again. Then again. It grows arms, legs, a voice, and soon it's yelling in your head, and you feel completely out of control. The only way to stop this spiral is to catch it early. As soon as you notice you're overthinking, say this out loud or in your mind. This isn't helping me. I'm not solving anything. I'm stuck. I need to stop. That one sentence is your weapon. Cuts through the mental noise. It's like pulling the emergency brake on a train before it goes too fast. Here's an example. You send someone a message, and they don't reply. Thought 1, maybe they're busy. Thought 2, maybe they're ignoring me. Thought 3, maybe they're upset with me. Thought 4, what did I do wrong? Thought 5, why does this always happen to me? Then come the feelings, guilt, fear, anxiety. But what's the truth? They were just asleep. That's how overthinking works. Your mind writes an entire drama from a single moment. That's why it's essential to stop the first thought before the story takes over. Interrupt the cycle before it begins. Solution 3. Clear your mind before it overflows. Think of a cup filled with water. Keep pouring and it spills. That's what happens when you don't release your thoughts. They stack up inside your mind, one after the other, until you feel heavy, overwhelmed, and lost. You need a way to empty your brain, to let the thoughts out before they crush you. But you may not even understand why. So here's what you can do. Write it all down. Pick up a pen, grab a notebook, and note everything you're thinking. Don't worry about being neat or correct. It's not for anyone else to see. It's for you. Let your brain release what it's holding on to. Inside your head, thoughts are loud. But on paper, they get quieter. Write about what you're thinking, why you think it matters, what you're afraid of, and what you hope will happen. Once it's out, you'll feel something unexpected. A sense of lightness, mental clarity. That's because you're no longer a prisoner of your own internal noise. This isn't just writing. It's a mental reset. It's essential. If you don't get your thoughts out, they will show up later, as stress, anxiety, and even illness. So express them. Your peace of mind is hidden beneath that mental clutter. Solution 4. What if isn't real? Let's be real. Most overthinking starts with the words what if. What if I fail? What if they walk away? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I never make it? What if everything goes wrong? The problem is that you begin living in a version of the future that hasn't happened, and may never happen. You feel the pain of imaginary events. You feel rejected by conversations that never occurred. You feel anxious about a future created only in your mind. That's why what if is one of the most dangerous thoughts. Creates fake stories that feel painfully real. Picture this. A student wants to try speaking English in front of a group. Suddenly, his brain fills with fear. What if they laugh? What if I forget a word? What if my accent sounds bad? What if they think I'm foolish? Now stop. What has happened so far? Nothing. He hasn't even spoken. But in his mind, he's already failed, not once, but 10 times. So he stays silent again. His confidence fades. His dream begins to die. That's how powerful what if can be. Here's the reality. What if is not helpful. It's not your destiny. It's not truth. It's fear in disguise. What if doesn't exist. Don't let it take control over the life you're meant to live. Solution 5. Speak the thought out loud. Overthinking has power because it stays hidden. It whispers quietly, looping again and again. But here's a surprisingly effective trick. Say it aloud. Literally speak the thought. I think my manager dislikes me. I feel like I'll fail this exam. I believe no one truly cares about me. Now pause. Listen. Once spoken, the thought often seems smaller, weaker, sometimes even ridiculous. That's because your mind is driven by emotions, but your voice brings logic. Let's say you're worried. What if they don't accept my job application? Now speak it. I think they'll reject me. Then ask, okay, and if that happens? You reply, I'll feel disappointed, but I'll apply again. Suddenly, the fear feels manageable. The mental storm calms. Why? Because when you speak a thought out loud, you shift it from your emotional mind into your logical mind. It becomes something you can examine and respond to, not just fear you react to. So next time you catch yourself spiraling, Step 1, say the thought out loud. Step 2, listen to how it actually sounds. Step 3, ask, is this really worth being afraid of? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Silence makes thoughts scarier than they are. Solution 6, let go of perfection. One major reason we overthink is because we're chasing something impossible, perfection. People want to say the ideal thing, look perfect, make flawless decisions, have the best plan, and get only great results. And the outcome? They do nothing. Because nothing ever seems good enough. Eventually, the pressure to be perfect becomes heavier than the fear of failure. Take this example. A girl dreams of starting a YouTube channel. She's passionate. She has ideas and a voice that matters. But then the doubts start. What if my room doesn't look right? What if my English isn't perfect? What if they hate my voice? What if I make mistakes? So she waits. One day becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes a year. And her dream dies not because she failed, but because she waited to be flawless. But here's the truth. Perfection is just fear in disguise. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with what's genuine, with honesty, effort, growth. No one became great by being perfect. They became great by beginning. So forget perfection. Choose progress. Done is better than perfect. The world doesn't need your ideal version. It needs your real one. Solution 7. Move your body instantly. Don't let the thought stay and take over. Usually, when a thought hits, your first instinct is to sit with it. You think, I'll figure it out. So you keep thinking again and again. But here's something most people don't realize. Thinking more doesn't give you answers. It just drains you. Overthinking isn't a sign of brilliance. It's a sign of a cluttered mind. And with too much mental traffic, you freeze. Listen closely, your body is directly connected to your brain. How you move, stand, or sit changes how you feel. When you're deep in thought, your body tightens. You become stiff. You breathe shallow. Your face tenses. Without noticing, your body also enters panic mode. Now both your mind and body are trapped in fear. That's why one of the fastest ways to break the cycle is to move your body. Not as exercise, not to burn calories, but because movement interrupts emotional patterns. Here's how. Stand up, walk around, go outside and feel the breeze. Do 10 jumping jacks. Stretch, wash your face, clean your space, jump around for a few seconds. Sounds simple, but it can transform your state. Movement shifts your attention, calms your brain, your breathing deepens. You reconnect with your surroundings. You return to now. Imagine this. Someone sits in bed worrying endlessly. Why didn't they call? What if I messed it all up? What if I feel like this forever? Now picture them standing up, playing music and organizing their desk. After just 5 minutes, maybe they're not beaming with joy, but they're no longer sinking. The storm has slowed. That's the power of movement. Don't sit there drowning. Interrupt the pattern. When your body leads, your mind follows. Solution 8. Replace thinking with action, one small step at a time. Overthinking thrives in confusion. It feeds on hesitation. Convinces you, you're not ready. You need more time. Just think a little longer. But the real truth is brutal. You don't need more thinking. You need action. You need motion, momentum. Your brain can invent 100 problems. But it can only solve one, the one you actually take action on. Let's say you want to start speaking English. A thought appears. What if I say the wrong word? What if people laugh? What if I freeze? So you prepare, you plan, you overanalyze, and end up doing nothing. Here's what to do instead. Forget being perfect. Forget seeking approval. Forget trying to control the future. Just take one small action. Say a single sentence aloud. Record one short voice note on your phone. Write one line in your journal. That one small step is stronger than 1,000 perfect thoughts because it teaches your brain. We are not here to be afraid, we are here to move forward. The longer you wait, the more fear takes hold. But the second you act, even a little, the fear begins to lose power. Let's say you're hesitating to apply for a job. You keep overthinking the email, the resume, the wording. Instead, open your laptop. Just type the first sentence. Save the draft. That's it. Tomorrow, write the next line. This is how you defeat overthinking, one small move at a time. You don't need to finish the whole journey today. You just need to take the first step now. Solution 9. Set a time limit for decisions. Clarity comes from action, not waiting. Many people believe that more time brings clarity. So when they're unsure, they wait for the right feeling, the right sign, the perfect conditions. But time doesn't always bring peace. Sometimes, time brings more confusion. It starts with one question: should I message them or not? An hour passes. Then 3. You've written and deleted the message 5 times. Now you're more anxious than ever. That's the danger of putting off decisions. The brain doesn't like uncertainty, so it keeps spinning, analyzing, stressing. But true clarity doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from acting faster and adjusting later. So here's the solution. Set a time limit. Tell yourself, I have 10 minutes to decide. Then I move forward. Not because you're being careless, but because you want peace. Let's say you're unsure about saying yes to an opportunity. Set a timer. Ask yourself, what do I want? What's the worst that could happen? Will this help me grow? Then decide, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because peace doesn't come from perfect choices, it comes from chosen ones. Even a decision that's 70% sure brings more peace than one that's 100% overthought. Decide. Move. Adjust if needed. But don't sit still, hoping fear will disappear on its own. Solution 10. Focus only on what you can control. Overthinking often comes from trying to control everything: the future, people's thoughts, outcomes. But the truth is, you can't. You can't control what others think. You can't control who stays or leaves. You can't control the past. You can't control what happens next month. So why suffer over things you never had power over? Shift all your energy to what you can control: your actions, your response, your breathing, your routines, your focus. Imagine this. You sent a message and didn't get a reply. Your brain goes, are they upset? Should I say sorry? Should I send another message? But can you control their emotions? Can you read their thoughts? No. So instead, breathe. Take a walk. Get back to your work. Clean your room. Learn something new. Because your power lives in the present, not in someone else's inbox. Here's the rule. If it's outside your control, it should be outside your stress. Let the outer chaos go. Build inner peace. That's not weakness, that's real strength. Peace doesn't come from fixing everything. Peace comes from focusing on what truly matters and letting go of everything else. Solution 11. Accept that not everyone will like you. A major cause of overthinking is worrying too much about others' opinions. Did I say something wrong? Do they think I'm weird? Maybe I looked stupid in that video. Why didn't they invite me? Do they hate me now? These thoughts are heavy, because every human being wants to be accepted, respected, loved, understood. But here's the difficult truth that will set you free. Not everyone will like you, and they're not supposed to. Even the most kind-hearted, attractive, and talented people in the world have people who dislike them. You weren't put on earth to please the entire world. Because the more you try to be liked by everyone, the more you lose touch with who you really are. You start hiding your real voice. You change your personality. You shrink your dreams. You say yes when you mean no. And what do you end up with? Not love, exhaustion. Not acceptance, emptiness. And you begin to overthink every move, every word. But once you accept this truth, that some people will not understand you, will judge you, may even reject you, something amazing happens. You feel free. You speak with courage. You walk with self-respect. You breathe easier, because you're no longer trying to be someone else. Remember this, you don't need everyone to like you. You just need to like yourself. You weren't born to impress others. You were born to express your true self. So stop replaying that moment. Stop justifying yourself. Stop asking if they like you. Ask instead, do I like who I'm becoming? That answer will lead you to peace. Solution 12. Let go of perfection. Progress matters more. Another silent destroyer of inner peace is the constant need to be perfect. People say, I can't start until it's perfect. I can't speak English until my grammar is 100% correct. I can't upload the video until it looks professional. I can't apply unless my resume is flawless. So what happens? They wait, and wait, and wait. And during this waiting, time is lost, chances are lost, confidence disappears. The dream doesn't die from failure, it dies from never beginning. Perfection isn't your goal. It's your trap. Tells you, you're not ready. You're not good enough. You'll look foolish. But here's what most people don't realize. Progress builds greatness, not perfection. Every confident speaker was once unsure. Every successful creator made bad first videos. Every skilled writer wrote weak pages. But they kept going. They kept learning. They chose doing over doubting. Here's a truth to carry with you. Done is better than perfect. Starting is better than waiting. Imperfect action is stronger than perfect hesitation. So the next time your mind says, it's not good enough yet, reply, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to grow. I'm here to be real. You are allowed to be messy. You are allowed to be in progress. You are allowed to show up, even when you don't feel fully ready. Because you grow by taking action, not by waiting for perfection. Solution 13. Say the thought aloud, reveal the lie. Overthinking is so powerful because it lives in silence, inside your own head, where nobody else can hear it. It whispers, you're not good enough. They're judging you. You'll fail just like before. But here's what happens when you speak that thought out loud. It becomes smaller, weaker, less believable. Suppose you're thinking asterisk, I'm a failure. I'm worthless. Asterisk, now say it. Asterisk, I believe I'm a failure. Asterisk, then stop. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is there proof? Or is this just fear pretending to be truth? By speaking the thought, you give yourself space to question it. You move from emotion to awareness, from blind belief to understanding. This is powerful because most of your thoughts are exaggerated, but you never notice because you never hear them clearly. Speaking them out loud exposes them. It forces you to confront them. And most importantly, it gives you a chance to change them. So here's a simple strategy. Next time you're stuck overthinking, say, asterisk, let me say this thought out loud. Asterisk, then ask, is this helping me? Is this kind? Is this even true? If the answer is no, then let it go. Replace it with a better one. Asterisk, I'm learning. I'm growing. I've been through worse. I can handle this. Asterisk, because when your inner voice becomes kinder, overthinking begins to fade. Solution 14. Focus on facts, not feelings. Overthinkers often rely too heavily on emotion. They feel nervous and assume something bad is coming. They feel guilty and think they must have done something wrong. They feel fear and assume danger is near. But emotions aren't always reliable. They're signals, not reality. Example. A student finishes an English speaking test and says, asterisk, I failed. I was nervous. I did terribly. Asterisk, but here are the facts. He answered 90% of the questions. He used solid vocabulary. He kept speaking even after mistakes. The fact says he did well. The feeling says he failed. So what's real? The facts. Emotions matter, but when you overthink, emotions get wild and distorted. They make you believe in problems that don't exist. That's why you must stop and ask. Asterisk, what do I know for sure? What's the actual truth? Asterisk, not just what I feel. Imagine this, you text someone and get no reply. You feel ignored. You feel rejected. But the fact? They might have been sleeping, working, or offline. That's why overthinking ends when you focus on real evidence, not on feelings. So next time you're overwhelmed by fear, guilt, or shame, stop and ask, what are the actual facts? That one question can save you hours of stress. Solution 15. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Overthinking often hides behind silence. You smile in front of others. You say, asterisk, I'm fine. Asterisk, but inside, You're trapped in storms of thought. You cry quietly. You overanalyze every word you spoke. You worry about tomorrow. You question your worth. Yet you say nothing. You stay quiet because you think, asterisk, they won't understand. I don't want to bother anyone. I should be strong enough. If I ask for help, I'll look weak. Asterisk. And that silence becomes a cage. You carry a weight your shoulders were never meant to hold alone. So here's a truth to hear clearly, gently, deeply. You are not weak for asking for help. You are wise. You are brave. You are human. Even the strongest fall. Even the happiest cry. Even the most successful struggle. Nobody gets through life alone, nor are they supposed to. Imagine this, you're lost in a forest, no signal, no direction. Then you hear someone nearby. They know the path. Would you stay quiet? Would you suffer longer just to look strong? Of course not. You'd say, asterisk, can you help me? Asterisk. That's what asking for help really is. Not weakness, wisdom. It means you value your future more than your fear. Whether it's a friend, a teacher, a therapist, a family member, or even a stranger who will just listen, reach out. Let someone hear the storm inside you. Because sometimes, just one honest conversation, one response, one moment of understanding can stop a lifetime of suffering. And even if they don't have the answers, the very act of speaking lightens the load. You are not alone. You never were. And you were never meant to fight every battle in silence. Help is not far, but you must take the first step. Say it, asterisk, I'm struggling. I need support. I don't want to go through this alone anymore. Asterisk. You'll be surprised how many people truly care. And even if no one responds, let me say this to you now. You are strong. You are valuable. You are not broken. You're just overwhelmed, and that's okay. I believe in your healing. I believe in your strength. And I believe in your future. Take that step. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be heard. Let yourself be helped. You matter. Now you've heard all 15 powerful, real, and deeply human ways to stop overthinking. Not generic advice. Not quick fix tips. But honest, emotional truths. Written for you. Not for likes or clicks. And by reaching this point, something meaningful has already happened. You haven't just learned how to stop overthinking. You've taken a step back to your true self. You've remembered, your thoughts are not facts. Your fears are not the future. Your mind is not your enemy. Your life is not defined by your past. More than that, you've moved closer to something greater. Because here, in this space, you're not just improving English. You're not just learning grammar. You're not just practicing sentences. Here, you are learning to heal, to grow, to become your strongest self. And you're learning it all in English, step by step, word by word, day by day. So if this message reached you, if even one part helped, if you felt seen or understood or supported, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it, comment, let someone else know they're not alone. And most importantly, subscribe. Not for me, for you. Because this is your space, your story, your journey, and it's just beginning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for feeling. And thank you for choosing healing over silence. Now go live. Not trapped inside your thoughts, but grounded in your truth. You are free now. You are not your overthinking anymore. This is your beginning. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our recording, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel so you don't miss any future audiobooks.